Hi Anna, we're recording a video. We just started, so you're gonna be on the video. You're gonna be on the video. Yeah, it's not a picture thing. Okay, so I've got the theme installed, and I've shown you how to do that in the previous video. So we're gonna skip that part, but I'm gonna come back to my Pantheon, and I'm gonna visit my development site, and hopefully I'm still logged in here. Yes, and so a couple things to keep in mind. This purple banner, right, is our menu, but we're going to change the style on that. All of this purple kind of text is going to go away because we're going to style that with CSS. This black bar across the top will not be seen by users. So that's because that's an admin thing, just telling us that we're in admin mode. And I'll show you a way to kind of beat that. You can just copy this and hop to another browser. And there's your site. So this is actually your final, like what your users will see. So this is a smart thing to do. It's like, well, okay, it's like I can keep this kind of handy to see how things like, things like scalability. Come on. Like how does this break down for a phone? You notice the menu changes? Responsive. Bootstrap, awesome. I've got one page here. So I talked a little bit about this. I can't remember. I did like lots of tutorials and stuff for people in class, and then I also lectured. So I'm trying to remember what specifically I talked about it. So if you have heard it, this is your part to be participants in the video. Just shout out, heard it. Okay? If you need to hear it again, don't say anything. So here I am on my site, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my site and I'm going to customize it. And when I go to customize, it's customizing the appearance. So I can also close this and I can go back to my WordPress dashboard, which is right here. And here's my WordPress dashboard. So I've got my post. For me, I've only got one post. Like I said, I'm hoping you guys have more. But there are some tweaks here that I wanted to show you for the appearance. And so if I go to appearance, I've got these settings. First of all, I've got an editor here, and I've got a simple CSS. So simple CSS lets me put in CSS for the page. This is where you guys are going to tweak your menus, all of your styles. This is your tool. Basically, I should just make you turn this code in because this is what's going to make your site look like Lolcats, the Lolcats PDF. Okay? And I can show you that by just saying, look, go change the body. Sorry, I know it's hard to see this. Background to gray. Oops. Yeah, I did. I think it'll take either spelling, and I can save this. And then I hop over to my.
The same thing with like color with a U.
Right. Yeah. I can hop over to my theme here, and I can refresh. And nothing happened. So apparently, I broke it. Yeah, body, background, gray, save CSS. And there are ways to do this. Other ways to do this as well. But so the main question is my problem with caching, or is it problem with the CSS? And so I can. One of the things that you can do, you can go into developer mode, I believe. Is that right? Have we done that?
Nope.
Has anybody figured that out? I believe if we go here. Oh, right. It's actually clear caches right here. And so there's multiple caches. So this is something also to keep in mind. A major website like this is going to grab on one of the things behind the engine is when they start serving pages, they're going to take a page and they're going to render it based on information that they have, going to the database, getting this stuff. And so they're going to have components of it that are pre-rendered that it'll serve out. That's what they're talking about in caches here. It's not your browser cache that you're clearing, it's the server cache. And so this gets complicated, right? There's a lot of places these caches can sit, but just keep in mind, it could be a server cache. It could be your user's cache or your browser cache on your machine. So I go clear caches. That clears out some of it. I go back here, I refresh, and it works. So I guess this is something important because you guys are going to start pulling your hair out and saying, "I'm making these changes, nothing's happening." Well, clear your caches, clear your server cache and your browser cache. You can Google WordPress or Pantheon, developer mode, caching, something like that, where it's turning caching off and it doesn't cache at all. I'm sure there is a setting somewhere, but I'm not going to waste the time on the video now to do that. If I find it, I'll post it to the support forums. And if you guys find it, post it to the support forums, please. So I made a change to my site. Obviously, I got a lot of changes to make and a lot of pages to make because, we got WordPress to make this whole Lolcats thing. So I'm going to come back to my appearance and click on my appearance here. And I've already set my theme. I'm going to stick with Understrap. I'm going to customize my theme. This is important. Look at, I don't even know how many minutes into the video we are, but somewhere in the video, we're going to go through here and we're going to turn some of this stuff off. And this is, I really hope that I can check in with your site, like on Thanksgiving dinner after I've eaten a big old turkey, and I can go in and see you guys have all figured out how to turn some of this stuff off. So, site identity. I can put a logo in here. I don't want to put a logo in here. Site title, J McCall Lolcats, great. Tagline, site icon, select image. Notice site icon, and is there a header image? No, this is all site icon. So I'm going to leave this alone. And colors, again, background color. I could change that here, but I'm going to do it in CSS. Don't worry about changing it through the background image. Obviously, I can put an image in the background. Don't want to do that. Menus. This is big. I'll come back to this in a minute. Widgets, I'll come back to. Homepage settings. Okay, so here's the thing. WordPress wants to show you, it's a blogging site. You go in, you make a blog, you post it, it shows the blog. That's the basic parts of WordPress. That's what we're doing here. If I made another post, it would show up and push hello world down, and that would be the next posting. That's not the site we're building, right? The site we're building has the menu across the top, it has the header image, it has the slideshow with the donate button, it has the 3 articles, and the footer. That's our homepage. Okay, so what we have to do is we make a new homepage, and we tell WordPress, look, I got this. Don't overthink this for me. So what we're going to do before I go set this up is I'm going to go back and close all this, and I'm going to go back and make a couple of static pages. And so I've got a sample page, which is my kind of my static page. Actually, I take that back. I think this is an additional page. So I'm going to add a page. Now again, this is not a post, right? This is a page. I'm going to call this home 2 or static home. We'll change the name later, but I just need to okay, so I've got a page. And again, simple CSS. I can do custom CSS. This is the plugin that we installed, one of the plugins we installed. It lets me do custom CSS on every single page. So I can override some of the CSS for static pages. You probably won't need this. You can get probably pretty specific, but hey, it's nice to know, right? You can actually override the CSS per page. I'm going to publish this page. Okay, so now I've got a separate page. And then I'm going to, just for fun, I'm going to throw another page in here, and I'm going to just call this About Us. And again, all of this stuff, this is just temporary, right? I'm just putting placeholders in here. Okay, cool. So I've got a couple pages now. I'm going to hop back over to Appearance. I'm going to hop back down to, what was it? Dun, 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 dun. Background image, no. Homepage setting. Your homepage displays. Obviously, a homepage is what? It's the first page the user sees, right? That's that article page. You can choose what's displayed on the homepage. I want a static page, and it's going to say, really? What static page would you like? I'm going to say static home. So what I'm doing is, again, I'm defining all the pages. We're going to put widgets in here that'll have our blog posts and put other articles and things. So we're just building this whole thing through widgets. Again, the user, your client, actually I take that back. Your client will never see this, never have to worry about this. All they do is they go in, they make a post, they say it's an article as a category. It shows up on the front page. They make a post, it's a blog post. It goes over into the blog post page. So we're building all of these things on our own. Posts page. So I'm going to leave that blank because I am going to have a post page, but I'm going to build that myself and I'm going to put a widget in there. So I'm going to just leave it blank. Publish it. Oh my God, it's published. We come back over here. We refresh. We go back to our, clear our caches. Go back here. Come back. We refresh, static home. So that's, now I have my home page. This is the first page that it sees. Notice up here, my menu keeps building because I've done that. And I think that we need to set that up. I'll go show you how to do that really quick too. But you shouldn't have to customize the menus. The menus should just build themselves. So you may no, I take that back. You should be able to just build your own pages and they will magically appear in the menu. Okay, so let's go look at the menu really quick. So I've got my static page. Well, like I say, don't worry about content right now, about getting your articles and your header and stuff on there yet. We're just organizing kind of our buckets in our site right now. So cool, this is done. Menus, I want to just double check. So you notice right now, I've got a main menu here, and I believe that you don't. Can anybody check this on their side, on their page? If you've got WordPress open, have a look and see if you have a menu at all. You may have no menu at all. No? Okay, yeah. And so what we need to do is I think on yours it'll say create new menu, right? So click on create new menu, and we're going to have to just talk this through, and so you guys will watch this video and go, why did he stay on the static home so long? With the sound turned off, right? And so it'll say, what's it say? Menu name. So I call mine main, just because I'm crazy that way. I like main menu as the. And there are lots of menus. There's sub menus you can have. You can have menus in the sidebar, but don't sweat that. I mean, mainly all we're concerned with is that main menu. Now it'll say where do you want it, right? Or what. Right, where do you want this menu to appear and location? And can I say, is it primary a choice? So click on primary. And primary is this header image, this header menu right across the very top. Okay? And then view location, let's see here. Primary, yeah. So display menus in one location. So again, I can have sub-menus. If I wanted to have a whole subsection of the site with more menus, I can do that. But we're not going to worry about that. But just remember that you can. And later on, you can Google it and figure it out. Edit the menu. I think that there's a navigation menu widget to display your menu in the sidebar or footer. What was the last thing? I think there was, if I go to edit, right, here's where I can add and remove stuff. And I can actually order it too. Watch this. What? So I can order the menu here. Primary menu location, menu automatically add new top level pages to this menu. So as you go in and say new page, all those will show up here. But you can also remove it from the menu. So you have full control of your menu. So don't worry about trying to control your menus with CSS. This is kind of a nuts and bolts WordPress thing where you can control how the menu appears. And you can actually add things. So if you had a link to an external site, you could add an external site here. Add a new page, post, categories. So I have all of these things, search, custom links. I can add, .com. Add to menu. I'm not telling you to do this. I'm just saying that you can. Okay? And I'm going to publish that. And now I've got a link to Google here. Notice that there's a visited and a, I guess these are visited links. See how they're gray and versus white, and these are unvisited light links. So now, or maybe it's showing active. I'm not sure. Oh, look at that! It's telling us we can't go to Google. I don't think it wants us to leave the page. Okay, so that's your main menu. So I'm going to go back, and again, you can have multiple menus. There's no need to have multiple menus for this project, but you can. All right. Now, widgets I'll come back to. Theme layout settings, I'm not sure what that does. Oh, okay, so remember we were talking about Bootstrap, right? Fluid container or container. Here's our options. And so if I go to full width, that's fluid, and it reacts like you would expect it to for a fluid container using Bootstrap. Okay. There's no wrong answer here. Just for the sake of ease of design, I would do with fixed. It's probably going to be easier. But you're gonna. I mean, I really want you guys, as you're working on CSS, is to be dragging this window out, and because it's easy to get hooked into these. Like I said, going back to the guys with the Surface Books, right? The resolution on those things are so high, it's going to look like no one else's computer. So you need to be dragging those windows, and always when you're developing, how does this look on a mobile device? How does this look with this, changing window size, things like that. Okay, and then sidebar positioning. We're not going to use sidebars, although you can, because there is that sidebar, right? Here's our layout. Here's our layout. Side nav. We can do this using Bootstrap. So we can use the grid system here to put this in. And I'll come back and we'll play around with the grid system in a minute using Bootstrap. And then here's the footer. But by default, I could turn the side nav on and it would look like this. It would have my footer would be here and my sidebar would be here. Okay, so we're doing good. I know this video is getting a little long. Publish that. Go back. Simple CSS and additional CSS. So frankly, I don't know what the difference is. There's simple and additional. I can tell you that there is an order of operation here. So one is going to get linked to it. One CSS is going to get linked to it before the other one. So pick one and stick with it. That's my warning to you. You don't want to be like working in one and then overwriting it in another and breaking things that way, right? Does that make sense? I see a couple questioning looks out there. But, it's going to go out. It's going to load the page. It's going to say, okay, we're linking to Bootstrap. Go get the Bootstrap CSS. Okay, we're linking to additional CSS. Go get that CSS. And we're linking to simple CSS. Go get that CSS. So those will all be links out to the database and load them up. Okay. Okay, so we're pretty good. This is bugging me. I want this to go away, and I want these to move over here. In other themes, in the other theme that I show, that we taught in previous terms, you can just turn this off. I can't seem to figure out how to do that.
There's a way to turn off the title, but then they just stay on the right.
Well, I can beat that with CSS, but I mean, and I can make the title go away too with CSS, but I prefer to do it through this. Do you know how to do it?
In customize.
Customize, all right.
Using site identity.
Okay.
The site title.
Yeah.
Click on that and delete it.
Oh, just clear it. Okay. It'll still. So the thing is it'll still leave the div. Oh, what's this? Oh. I should have published. Oh, something I didn't. Okay, let's clear the cache. Lather, rinse, repeat. Back here. Nope. Does not want to clear the cache. Do I need to put a space bar there? So here's getting down to kind of nuts and bolts here. Let's turn this. Sorry, I guess I got to go back here. All right. Oh, it went away. All right. So how am I going to modify this nav? I'm going to inspect it. And okay, navbar expand, MD, site navigation. Div class container. So this is your world. This is what you're going to start doing for the rest of the term. You're going to open up, you're going to inspect the elements, and you're going to start playing around with stuff and getting it. Okay, so here's my main menu, finally. ULID main menu. Class navbar nav, ML auto. Couple things to be aware of here. And let me see if I can, here, I'm going to just switch over to view source. Okay, so here's my main menu. What you're going to see is this, so you'll see an unordered list, right? We all know what an unordered list is, right? There's no surprise there. Item scope, start reading this code, we've got an ID. One of the things that I want you to be aware of, if I go back to my main menu and I rename that, some of this might change. Because, actually I called it main, that's my problem. I should have called it Jeff's menu, something unique, because now I'm looking at my CSS and I'm wondering, okay, is it calling it main menu because I called it main menu, or is it the main menu because it's the main menu? You follow what I'm saying? So God forbid, we do all this CSS, we go after the main menu, and then someone else comes along and goes, what do they call it main for? I like it primary. Changes it to primary, all your CSS is broken. So try to use unique names, and it's a mistake that I made. It's not a mistake, hopefully, that you guys will make the same name. The other thing to keep in mind here is you've got menu item 9. So you've got these lists of items, menu item 40. Try not to these are names that are dynamic. They'll change over time. Try not to target those. Try to target the unique, generic bootstrap names, right? Which are things like menu item type. Menu, so some of these things, nav item, right? That's a bootstrap CSS call. So I can go back to my simple CSS and I can say dot nav dash item, and you guys probably have already done this a little bit, I hope. Background green. Save it. Clear the cache. Go back. Refresh. There we go. So now I've targeted that. So this is, like I said, this is your world. You're going to have to figure out how to get this block, these list items. So each one of these is a list item, and I can fix that by, going, give me a little margin to the right of 2 pixels. Publish it. You guys are all sitting here just like tuned out, and you're going, God, I hope he uploads this video, because man, I'm lost. Okay, so then there you go. I got a couple of pixel spacer there, and I'm already on my way to making my green buttons, right? So we're doing okay. That's some navigation, right? And this, God, I gotta get rid of this purple background. It's killing me. Navbar dropdown, navbar toggler. That looks like something is, maybe not. Navbar brand, nope, keep going. Class container, nope, keep going. Navbar, all right. Let's see if we can just kill it. I know that the video now is starting to get long, and you guys are like, really? You're gonna change the background on the navbar? .navbar background none. Save it. Clear it. Refresh. I didn't get it. Okay. Well, another time. I'm not gonna. But you get the idea. It's like this is the detective work that you guys get to do. So, what else do you need to know to get you going here? So, obviously, want to make some progress here. I'm trying to get some information, you guys enough brain cells to have something to work on over the next 2 weeks. I know it's Thanksgiving, but I also wouldn't it be great to be able to finish early, and then we could learn extra new stuff. Or maybe we could like all get together, start an e-commerce company, and spin up all of the web pages and make $1 million in the next 3 weeks.
Sounds like we already have a plan there.
I think that's the extra credit is actually cash, so you actually make money. I think hopefully my boss doesn't watch my videos. The other, of course, the other thing I think I've talked about this in the past is importance. Right? Have you seen that? So that's the hammer. I try not to use the hammer. I try to actually target what I'm going after. But if you can't make something change, usually important will. It will end it for us. There we go. The hammer. Okay, so I'm going to stop recording and I'm going to do